Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here in the magic back room at Baxter Cycle in the mighty mini-tropolis of Marnie, Iowa, and look what they have laid out for us today. This is a real amazing bike. This is a classic, an infamous, I guess that's a good word for it. Temperamental, lean, mean, brash, loud, these are all words that I read when I was researching it a little bit here, just a bit ago. This is a 1959 BSA Gold Star DBD 34. That's a 500cc, 499cc overhead valve, cams down below, push rod engine. Look at all those fins. Just look at all those fins. Just amazing. Single cylinder, monster of a machine. This was supposed to put out about 42 horsepower. This was supposed to be one of the most built, everything done to it, you know, just everything you could possibly imagine by this point in time to make this thing a real runner. And people that bought these, they knew they were getting something special. And they knew there was a lot of work to keeping one of these going, apparently. Really quite an interesting thing. Compression ratio, and mind you, this is 1959. Compression ratio was supposed to be 8.75 to 1. Now that's really quite high for back in those days. And then look at this carburetor. Just a humongous, I mean, look at that. It's supposed to be 1.5 inches. I don't know if this is in a mall. It's supposed to have an 1.5 inch carburetor. But look at that thing. If you all know, post below, please. Coming over here to the other side, get you another look at it. It's got one of those, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a fuel filter or an anti-foaming thing, but quite a bike. And there's something special about this bike. We'll get to here in a bit. But just isn't that just art? This whole thing is just art to me. Dry sump, here's the oil tank. Transmission right there, pre-unit. This is a tack drive off the engine. It says BSA down here. Just an amazing looking bike. I mean, look at all this. Absolutely gorgeous. All the little details are just absolutely wow, you know. Girling shocks on the rear. Here's the adjuster for the chain. Look at this gigantic chrome. This is not only is this a unique motorcycle, but this is a very nice example of a unique motorcycle. Front brakes were supposed to be an 8-inch drum. Check that out. That looks like about an 8-inch, although I heard they had an optional larger brake. I can't remember what that was supposed to be about, but here's a vent for air, the ribs in the center. How do you adjust it? Adjuster right down here. Telescoping forks at this point already. Isn't that just beautiful? Just look at that. Like I said, girling shocks on the rear, swing arm rear end. Front tire was supposed to be a 3x19. Look at all those spokes. And the rear tire was supposed to be a 3.5x19. Isn't that just beautiful? You know, here's again the mechanical brake system. This is the electronics of the day, the microelectronics of the day. Look at that, all in chrome. Wow, that's really fancy. Jumping over here, Lucas Mag. I'm not sure, I suppose the generator's below it. Could be one of those deals. If you all know, post below, please. Horn right here. Look at that, isn't that just art? Just beautiful. I'm assuming this is a toolkit. Just a gorgeous thing. Look at the fins up here. Here, part of the compression release. We'll get to that in a minute. Just a gorgeous bike. I'm going to show you all something here. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but there's a chain right down in here. And that connects to, let me lay on the floor here. What I do for y'all. Look at that. What the heck is that? Almost lays on the ground there, doesn't it? That is a starter. Chain drive starter that's been added to this bike. Check that out. Look at those oil lines right there. But anyway, that's a unique feature, an aftermarket feature. Bikes did not come with that. These were supposed to be notoriously hard to start. You know, great big single 500 with high compression. Big old carburetor, you know, 1.5 inches wide. You know, like a, I mean, just, how do you get draw with something like that, right? But just a beautiful, beautiful thing. These bikes are supposed to go about 110 miles an hour, if you can believe that. Just a fabulous amount of speed. Wet weight on this was supposed to be 384 pounds. I did not look that up in kilos. I'll put that right below right now. Even has a center stand. It's just a fabulously good looking bike. I mean, I can see why this is such a coveted thing. Beyond the mechanics, you know, this part here alone is pure art. Now you go from there onto the rest of this package and it's just really, you know, look at that swooping seat. You know, the piping on the seat. This chrome tank, this gigantic badge. Look at that. You know, the pinstripe, the silver. This is the hold down bolt. I'm not going to open this, but to close this cap, you push it down, you twist this, and it puts these arms out that kind of pushed against the gas tank. Isn't that just really neat? Look at that. And then that's the vent tube, by the way. Just gorgeous. Jumping up here, so the big old clutch. Compression release, that's also probably killed the bike because I couldn't find a kill switch. Horn on the top. I still don't know what this is. Y'all know, let me know. I'm guessing this is for the magneto. Choke on this side. That is a start button. We're not going to touch that because the bike's live. You know, brake lever over here. Just an amazing thing. Dampener, little friction clip right here. Jumping up here, Smith's gauge on both sides, tack and speedo. Look at that. Just spins this way. Amazing. We're already going 1,000 RPM. Just amazing, isn't it? And you even got a trip meter down here. That's, wow. Little switch down here, I'm assuming for the headlight. I'm not going to turn it, but I'm guessing that's what it's for. It says low and high, or L and H, off L and H. Amp meter right here. All of this is just so well done. All the, you know, all the paint is right. All the perfect. All the chrome is just gorgeous, you know. Just a beautiful, beautiful thing. This is really a work of art. Whoever did the restore on this was, it shows. It just shows. I think this is how you move the transmission forward and backwards to adjust your primary chain. I could just look at this for hours. This is just fascinating. You know, look at this whole rear end here. Absolutely amazing. Even has rear foot pegs. On a race bike like this, huh? Wow. Just an absolute hoot to look at. You know, all the little details. You know, like I said, the compression release. Just a fabulous, fabulous bike. I'm guessing this is just wiring for lights, to have lighting in the gauges. This is really a grabber. This one really grabs your attention. I can see why these are coveted. You know, the story goes that this was like the end of the year, the 30s, 40s, and into the 50s. These were real hot things. I think they stopped making these in like 62 or 3. You know, all the different, let me know. But these were the, you know, the epitome of its technology by that point in time. And after this, the twins kind of took over. You know, the parallel twins, the Triumphs and the BSAs and all those other companies, Norton. But it's just a real work of art. You know, a bike of its time for sure. I love all the little details, you know, like this. You know, here's the speedo drive. Comes into the transmission right here. Shifter. This is the tack drive, you know, the kicker. This is for the clutch right here. All the little, you know, every little bit here. I wonder if this is still a 6-bolt bike. If you all know anything more about this particular motorcycle or this type of motorcycle, please post in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Especially things like the carburetor, the electric start system. Anything I might have missed. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? Just an absolutely beautiful thing. This is here at Baxter Cycle, Marnie, Iowa. I don't think this one's for sale, but they do have another one over yonder that is for sale. It's at a 59 also. Cool thing. Anyway, if y'all are in the market for a new or used Royal Enfield, Triumph, or classic British bike of any type, look at all these here. They've got 70 or 80 just in this room alone. They've got more areas. Or if you need parts for your project, they are the largest classic British bike supplier in North America. And this is just one little area. They've got literally buildings full of classic British bike parts. I mean, it's just amazing. You know what? We should do a walkthrough on those places one time. And we get hold of Baxter Cycle, ask for Randy or Jeremy or Mark. They can help you out. Hey, if it's nice where you're at, get out and ride, my friends. Wahoo!